So I guess you can talk, and I'm learning all this whole stuff about YouTube. So now I think about it, YouTube used to let us go live. Um, it was some years ago. You didn't have to have a certain number of subscribers or anything to go live, but now they make you have a certain number of subscribers, which is cool. So let me start off by saying hello. Good morning. How do you do? Um, in case you don't know, my name is Patricia M. Goins, and I am the host of um, a podcast called On the Move Unscripted. And actually, I'm also the director, filmmaker of the movie This Can't Be Love that you've been watching. And I have a couple of books. In fact, we're going to be in Atlanta. Yes, I'll be in Atlanta. Along with some of the authors from Testimonies, God's Unfolding Miracles. So everybody who's been reading this book has been giving us such good feedback. So the author, let me just say this before I start my thing. The author, Maxine Williams Wright, she's the one who orchestrated this whole thing. She's the one who got that message from God. And she basically reached out to all of us, which our names are in these teardrops. And she asked us to give a testimony. So we're going to be at the Nubian Bookstore in Atlanta. Well, no, actually, it's not Atlanta, Georgia. It's Morrow, Georgia. But anybody who lives in Atlanta understands that Morrow, Georgia, College Park, Forest Park, all those places. If you're within the the 285 belt, you're still considered Atlanta. Even if you're way out in Marietta, what I'm saying, in Cobb County, or way out in Riverdale in Clayton County. It doesn't matter. As long as you're within that belt, we still claim you, or they still claim you. It's not like some cities where, you can, like, for instance, Columbus, where I live. So you got Columbus, and you got Whitehall, you got Williamsburg, right? You can walk to them, like, that's how close they are. But they don't consider themselves Columbus. That's just how it is, But Atlanta's not like that. Atlanta, they claim you. You could be freaking 30 miles from Atlanta. But if you're still within that 280 type belt thing, you're still Atlanta. That's how it is. So anyway, I will be in Morrow, Georgia at the Nubian Bookstore. And anybody who is from Atlanta, where the Nubian Bookstore used to be in South Lake Mall. And now they've moved a little down the way from South Lake Mall. But most people know Marcus in the Nubian Bookstore if you are from Atlanta or anywhere around Atlanta. So anyway, I'll be there, and I'll be autographing some books. If you remember the movie This Can't Be Love that's listed, this is the book. And like I always tell people, there's no way that I could have gotten all that in an hour and 30 minutes. So the book is definitely more detailed, a lot more detailed. In fact, I had, if anybody who has ever written a script, the challenge of taking a novel and turning it into a script. Like with a book, you tell because you want the author to visualize. Whereas with a movie, you show because you want people to see it and to feel those emotions. So anyway, yeah, I'll be there. So if anybody follows my page, I like to do different stuff. I'm not the same type of chick every day. You're not gonna get the same thing from me every day because I don't be feeling the same way every day. So sometimes I'll come up, I'll pop on, and I'll talk about something that God has put in my spirit, in my heart, which is what I'm going to do today. Some days I'll come and talk about the music industry. Some days I'll come and talk about, entertainment, whatever I'm feeling. I'm an unscripted type of chick. So I just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a rhyme or reason. I don't have a certain day of the week that I'm going to do, my lives or anything like that. I just do it when I feel it. I like that freedom. Yeah. So anyway, I came across this young lady at, and I want to say her name is pronounced Shailaun. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm going to spell it. First, I wonder, can you see if I type something? Can you even see it? I'm gonna see. So her name is spelled SH. I don't got my glasses on now, so It's Shailaun. That's her name. And the song is, I think I have the song listed. But anyway, very unique name. Okay, so I guess I could say good morning. Good morning, everyone. See, I like this better. It's hard with Facebook. It's hard to see sometimes when people are commenting, or it's hard to see, you know, your comments. They always change and stuff with Facebook. I understand old people now. Like when old people be like, "Leave my chair alone. It's been in that corner for 50 years. Don't mess up my chair. I know where my chair is." I understand that. I'm starting to understand why old people don't like change. Like leave stuff alone. Like I just learned how to do this, and now you didn't change it around. Like stop messing with stuff. Like I understand how old people feel, and you know what? I'm starting to see gray hair, so that lets you know why I understand how they feeling. Because I'm getting, you know, I'm a young buck anymore. So anyway, back to her. I got to speak to Shailaun. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but I got to speak to her briefly on the phone. But I did not. I haven't gotten an interview with her yet, and hope not a radio interview or a podcast interview. Hopefully, that'll be somewhere in the future. But when I run across artists that just they really just their music speaks volumes to me, I like to do a music review, whether I actually interview them or not. And if I should have got, well, hopefully my phone will last. I haven't learned like the other YouTubers. They have all those little, you know, pictures that jump up there in the middle and they show different videos. I haven't learned that yet. I'm new with this. I'm like the old people, like, wait a minute, wait, what I do? So I have to just play it off my phone. But so I did this for Facebook earlier because I didn't feel like trying to do two at once. So you get your own personal. And I have on my lavalier, so hopefully you're able to hear me. But the song is called, she got two. It's called Find a Way and it's called Peace. And I'm about to play both of them. And then you just really got to go and check out the music video because her video, especially for Find a Way, is so freaking deep. Like you really got to pay attention, not just to um, the music, but the video, because the video is very, I don't know, just check it out. It's the first one. This is called Find a Way. You definitely got to check her out. I love this. I love her music. But I'm gonna try not to speak, y'all. So listen to the words. You want to go look at the video for yourself, though, because I don't know how good it's going to show on here. Listen to the words. Will we ever really be enough? Fighting ourselves for others' love. Awkward living in our own skin. Well, what's the point of us fitting in? Well, why does that matter anyway? If we're the ones in the mirror, babe, don't let others take our joy away. Who will we choose today? Will we ever get away from self-destruction? No one's ever gonna save us. You gotta learn a lesson and find a way. Find a way. Find a way. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We will find a way. Find a way. Find a way. Listen, now everyone's comparing me and you, but block the lies your mind is telling you. More is right than any wrong to you. You definitely gonna have to go check it out on her YouTube page. Cars and houses or the cash you make. Please don't fuel your insecurities. Your birthright is your vitality. Will you ever get away? You will find a way on your own. On your Oh my God. We can find a way back home. Oh, that's a beautiful song. And it's, you really gotta. I'm hoping I get to play this other song before my phone goes dead. But in finding and find a way, I thought it was really deep how she used the sand. You know what I'm saying? And she allowed the sand to sprinkle through her hand, kind of like one of those sand. What do you call them? Little sand things where you turn those time things where you turn it up and the sand runs down. And so it just reminds you that we're all on a journey, right? We're all on this journey because nobody really understands. Why you're here. You're trying to figure out what your purpose is. You're trying to figure out what your reason is for being here in on Earth. You know, and the things that we go through during that journey are lessons. Lessons are blessings. You know, when you meet someone, either a lesson, they're a blessing in your life, or they're a lesson in your life. You know, whatever the situation is, we're all on this journey, and what we don't understand is that sometimes the journeys include tests. And these tests are necessary because the tests produce testimonies. And testimonies are what is needed for other people. You know, there are other people who need what you know. They need what you learn, which you know, your advice, your wisdom, um, for their journey, you know. So I just love, and we only have a certain period of time. Ain't nobody who came to Earth, you know, in 1400 still here. Like you have a specific period of time on this journey to learn, or whatever your lessons are, whatever your life lessons are, whatever your reason is that God brought you to Earth, whatever, whoever you're supposed to connect with, whoever you're supposed to reach, supposed to teach, supposed to bless, or learn from, whatever. You have a certain period of time to do it. So the same with self-destructive behavior, you know, you have a certain period of time to get it right. You know, will you allow that self-destructive behavior to control you, or will you be the master of your body or your mind or your spirit or whatever that self-destructive behavior is? Will you be the master of it, and will you control it? I mean, my battle has smoking cigarettes and stuff. That's been my battle. And it's been an on and off battle. And sometimes I feel like, ooh, I got it. And other times I just fall short and I just end up right back to where I started from. But my main thing is, as long as you recognize what your limitations are, as long as you recognize your tests, you know, your mountains, your giants, as long as you recognize them and you continue to try to defeat them, you're never a loser. You're only a loser when you just like, you know what, I'm tired trying, I'm not about to try this no more, I'm done. That's when you lose. But as long as you ain't giving up, as far as I'm concerned, you still a winner. This is my coffee. So the other song is Peace. There are so many people who do not have peace in their life. You have money, you got businesses, you got a bunch of women, you got whatever you hold value to, but you don't have peace. Some people. And some people don't have nothing, but they're so at peace. You know what I'm saying? Peace is more valuable than rubies and gold, as far as I'm concerned. So I love the song that she made. Same young lady, Shailaun, I guess it's Shailaun. That's what I'm guessing it's pronounced. But I love the song. You definitely want to check her out. Check out her music. She don't even and that beat. Oh my God. When she heard that beat, I knew it was a rap. Like, yeah, I want that song right there. That beat is nasty. Yeah.
Everybody wants to touch the sky. Feel the sun rays kiss us now, right?
And that like peace, y'all.
Sand between our toes, flowers in our hair, butterflies and dandelions flying through the air. Peace. We all want peace, yeah. Find your peace. We all want peace. Children run and play and hide. Children feel with love and joy inside. And joy inside. Their hearts are homes for hugs, smiles and laughter too. They're flying free, so fearlessly, so confident and true. We all want peace. Oh yeah. Find your peace. We all want peace. We all want
I love that song. You can have what you think is the most valuable thing, but if you don't have no peace, ain't nothing like peace. Ain't nothing like waking up to peace, going to sleep in peace. Hey, what was that? You want to say hi?
One lie, one way say just popped up, you feel me?
What's that? Come here, you stopped in the middle of my thing. Come on, I didn't say hello. Hopefully y'all saw, hold on, let me stop this phone. So, this is my son, One Way Zay. He's an artist.
I look nasty right
now.
now.
My God, don't be saying all this on my live. You don't look fine. You look fine. So how was it when we did our first interview? First conference. Song together. You know, the little show we did at
that show was lit.
Had
a lot of people there.
Huh?
A lot of people was there.
Yeah, it was. And they was giving you mad love, wasn't it? You want to drop something real quick?
Drop something? She say you want me to drop? All right, look. They say sacrifice the key to life. Sometimes you're gonna be wrong. You can't always be right. Just learn to get it right. And everybody eating off my plate, I still ain't getting no bite. Somebody tell me how that's right. I ain't even about to.
No, I like that. I like that though. That went with what I was talking about lessons. Like you just flowed like automatically into what I was talking about.
What?
And you didn't even know what I was talking about. What you was just flowing. What you just did.
I say they
just say that part you just said.
They say sacrifice the key to life. Sometimes you're gonna be wrong. You can't always be right. Just learn to get it right. And everybody eating off my plate, I still ain't getting no bite. Somebody tell me how that's right. Trying to see who's selling pipes. Might even buy a pint. I be high like.
Oh no, I ain't want that part.
But play with fire.
I told you stop.
But play with fire, you get burned. Now look how the tables turn. Was really with her to the end. But that's a lesson that I learned. I don't even feel that love no more. It used to be so firm.
Wow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what though? You know what though, Isaiah? Or one way Zay, I'm sorry, because it's when you have a child that's an artist, you have to remember not to call them they
Yeah, you can't
birth
call my
name.
government.
I'll be trying not to. But so come and tell, because I was telling them that I'll be in Atlanta um at the end of April. So let them know, like, what are your, because we've lived in Chicago. You lived in Chicago and you lived in Atlanta. You grew up in both spots. So to you, what is the difference between Atlanta and Chicago?
Then between Atlanta and Chicago? Oh, y'all know the difference already. But Atlanta,
I know, but they don't know. You got to come over here because the camera can't see.
Atlanta be having a lot going on, just like Chicago. Atlanta like a what you call it? What you be saying? It's a
Atlanta's like a cold.
No, Atlanta's a hot Chicago.
Atlanta's a hot
Chicago, and Chicago a cold Atlanta.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
Yes, Atlanta. It is. It literally, the things, like I tell people, if I had not moved to Chicago, I would have never been dealing with the artists. Mm-hmm. I actually learned how to edit film in Chicago. I actually, what else did we do? Because I wasn't singing in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Remember? I wasn't really singing. Atlanta, all the movies and the books and all that kind of stuff. So it was just like they were both necessary. But Atlanta and Chicago offer different things. But the life, like everybody think Atlanta is a powder puff type.
And it's not. You go to Atlanta, there's a lot of stuff going on, just like Chicago.
It's not.
Cars
I've seen that happen.
People getting killed. It's the same thing. It's just a hot. What's this, a hot?
So really, that's the truth. Atlanta is a little slower as far as the pace, but not in all the other stuff. Like Atlanta is just as cutthroat as Chicago, just in a different fashion. Mm-hmm. So in Chicago, they cutthroat, but they're gonna be in your face cutthroat. Like if they don't like
that's a difference. Yeah, in Atlanta, you ain't gonna know. You're not gonna know in Atlanta. I could say that.
In Chicago,
they gonna tell you, like, I don't like you, I'm gonna do this. They gonna let you know what's coming. Right. In Atlanta, you don't know.
You don't even know. So that makes them more dangerous because you got to watch your silent. The ones in your face, But Atlanta is also like the most creative. I don't know, because Chicago is too. It's I've lived both. So anyway, I will be in I'll be in Atlanta on from April 30th to May 9th. So we're gonna I'm actually gonna be on the radio. You should come. So Thursday, I'm gonna be on 1100 AM. If anybody remembers from me when I lived in Atlanta, I actually was on the real 1100 every. We had so many different dates that we was all over the place. We've been unscripted for a long time now, huh? So Thursday, 8 p.m. I think the show is called. Let me look at my phone, because he told me what the name of his show is. It's called Kicking It Old School on the real 1100 AM in Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be there. Starts at 8. So, and we're gonna have the ladies roundtable discussion. So if you want to pop in, and if you want to give me a song that's clean, that ain't got no dirtiness at all.
She always talking about my songs with the cussing, and somebody be going too crazy.
You know what? I have to let him be.
Let me be who I am.
Let him be who he is, but I'm still a mama. So what the heck? You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna say what I feel. But I'm really excited because he's probably my only child that took the.
I am the only one.
He's the only child that probably took the love of the music. Yeah. He in fact, when I first moved to Atlanta, I was pregnant with him. That's how he ended up being born in Atlanta and not Ohio. He was like 3 months old. So your spirit must have wanted to go to Atlanta. I don't even know. Probably in the womb, he was like, "Let's go to Atlanta, Mom." Don't have me here. Have me there.
Man, I ain't know Ohio. Atlanta, baby.
Yeah, right. He loved his Atlanta. But Chicago, you got love for Chicago too.
Yeah, I love Chicago too.
I love Chicago too. Like, I miss Chicago. You just gotta be smart in Chicago. That's all. You just gotta be smart, and you can't be. You gotta stay. Be in the right crowds, right environment. Don't be flipping out. But Chicago had a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't get to go there. So anyway, back to the message at hand. Sorry for the break. In the middle of my thing, my son, will you do me a favor? Will you go upstairs and get my charger real quick for me, please? Because I really want to play her song all the way through, and I don't want the phone to cut off on me. I think it's plugged into on my side of the bed. My side of the bed. Okay, so anyway, yeah. My journey. The journey hasn't always been easy. Yeah, I lived in the urban community in Columbus, Ohio, and Chicago at different times, and so, and I call it the urban community. I don't call it the ghetto because to me it ain't the ghetto. To me, it's the urban community. To me, the urban community is more fun than the suburbs. Yeah, and easy to get around. Like in Chicago, you don't need a car. Chicago, you can live in an urban community and you can get anywhere you want at any time of the day, as long as you don't mind catching a bus or train. Of course, they got Uber and stuff, but what the heck? Why do you need it when the transit system in Chicago is the bomb dick? Atlanta is a whole different story. Like them country yards, and them no sidewalks and MARTA running where it feel like it. Like you need a car in Atlanta, but not Chicago. Did you find it? Columbus, we have a pretty good transit system, but the entertainment industry is not the way that it used to be in Ohio right now. And so that's another thing that we're praying that we'll be able to bring that kind of a shift back to Ohio. That's another reason why we have been like, I don't know if we're going to move back to Atlanta because we haven't completed what we need to do in Ohio yet. Thank you, baby. We haven't completed the assignment here, so I still need to be here. I've already did what I need to do in Chicago. I've done what I need to do in Atlanta per se, but Ohio is like fertile ground, and so that's when I tell a lot of the artists, it's good that you have a good following in Atlanta or in your hometown or in Chicago. But what about places that are not where you live? Do they know your name? Do they know your music? Have they heard of you before? So Columbus knew of me as Patricia, but they didn't know of me as, Around the World Media or ATW Media and Printing. Like they didn't know this side of me. So this is new for them. If you mention my name, they might remember me from high school. Oh, that was a little quiet girl in school, Oh, she's that one that made that movie, all that kind of stuff. But they don't really know me because I haven't been here. But if you go to Atlanta, they're going to know me. More people are going to know me than not because I sowed a lot of seeds there. If you go to Chicago in certain arenas, they're going to know me because I sowed seeds there. Columbus, I haven't had that opportunity yet. So that's why moving back to Atlanta right now is probably not what I'm going to do, just because I feel like God brought me home for a reason. It wasn't, I didn't choose it. If I'd have had my choice, believe me, back then I would not be here. But I had to make that, it wasn't even, I didn't really get to choose. Like, that's just how it was. So anyway, let me go back to her because I really want to play her, give her music justice. That song is so beautiful. I love how she did the combination of the two. I love how she put two videos in one. Darn it! I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm unscripted, so please don't be looking for perfection. I actually like saying that, because people can get so caught up in the there's, thous, those, and making sure everything is whatever that they lose the spontaneity of life. So I like being spontaneous, and when I have errors or bloopers, I just be like, "Hey, it's unscripted," and keep it moving. I don't be tripping. So anyway, I love how she used the water and because water is so peaceful. That was the thing I loved about Chicago. Just the ocean. I mean, not the ocean, but the lake and just the beach.
Watch the sky. Feel the sun rays kiss us now rise.
I love her words are so deep too. I love the words.
Flowers in our hair. Butterflies and dandelions flying through the air.
Peace.
We all want peace. Find your peace. We all want peace. Children run and play and hide.
Oh my gosh. I have become a fan. I am not lying.
Their hearts are homes for hugs, smiles and laughter too. They're flying free, so fearlessly, so confident and true.
You gotta go check her video out.
Tomorrow brings all the world can dance and sing.
Oh, you got to check her out.
The sun will rise and fall. Art will still inspire a fresh new day, forgiving thanks for all that we desire.
We all need peace. We all need peace. Oh, y'all got to go check her out. Please go check her out. Please go check her out. Shailaun, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And it's called Find a Way in Peace. So, in closing, because I wasn't trying to stay on here forever, definitely tune in to 1100 a.m. on Thursday, May the 6th. I hope I got that right, because I'll be on The Real 1100. During the pandemic, I did a video, and I was telling people, find your place of peace, wherever that is. We were so focused on the virus and the deaths and the losses and the craziness that was going on in the government, and it was literally taking our peace individually. We were all stressing. Everybody was, Well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but most people were. And then God just started letting me know this is a time to work on you. This is a time to work on the assignment, the gifts, the talents. Time to focus. Sometimes God will set you down. Not to say that any of this had anything to do with him, but I'm just saying there are a lot of times that God will set you down so that you can hear him, and so that you can listen to the instructions, and it's so that you can act on what it is that you hear when you know that it's coming from Him, because God said, "My sheep know my voice." So um, I felt like in order to find your peace, we had to focus on something outside of the craziness, And what better to focus on than your family unit, and the creative gifts inside. So I did a video, because it's funny that she has a song called Peace, because I did a video. And I was just like, regardless of what's going on in the world, find your peace, find your place. Focus on your goals, or your gifts, or your visions, or the things that you left unfinished. Shift your focus, because the one thing I do believe is that the more that you focus on something, the bigger it grows. And I felt that way collectively. Even like when we used to have hurricanes, the ones that everyone in the world seemed to, all the United States seemed to focus on, people used to focus on, those storms, those hurricanes grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you shift your focus, when we start focusing on something else, the ones that were forming the sea never left the sea. Like, we have collectively, our energy is so much, it's so that we can creatively focus on something, and we can make it manifest. So the same happens for you in your life. Take your focus off the craziness, and find your place of peace. Find what centers you, what relaxes you. Is it music? Is it writing? Is it singing? Is it putting stuff together? Is it tinkering with the car? Is it, is it creating some new drawing? Like, what brings peace? What do you do? What happens in your environment that as soon as this thing, you start doing this thing, or hearing this thing, or thinking about this thing, or whatever, there's peace. If whatever that is, focus on that, and focus on the things that will help you on this journey. And then listen to the voice within, so that will make the right. I don't know if there's really a certain thing about, in all honesty, I wonder if there's really a right or wrong path. I think that one path is just easier than the other. I think that a lot of times we're at these two crossroads. I like to call them crossroads. We're at a crossroad, right? In this crossroad, you might have cross path A and path B. In the past, we used to look at good and bad, right and wrong. But I wonder if that's the case. Maybe it's just that one is one path. They're both going to end you in the same. They're both going to end you at the same destination, because whatever God decided is supposed to be is going to be. So they're all going to end here. But the question is, what steps, what things are going to happen on those paths? So I think it's not really about right or wrong. Maybe it's about one path has more lessons on it than the other. More path has more giants, more obstacles, more things to overcome than the other. Maybe one path is a lot easier, to get to. But the final destination is going to be still whatever it is that you're supposed to be accomplishing. It's just a matter of how you're going to get there. Some paths are easier than others. If you're someone that you don't want to take the path less traveled, you want to keep going around that same class. You know what I'm saying? Because there was something about that class that you didn't learn. It was a lesson. When you go back into a bad relationship, because you've left, but then you go back. That's because there's something about that class you didn't learn, right? And so when you don't learn, you have to go back. You have to go back to the class. And sometimes the class is more difficult. And it's sometimes, some women never make it out the class, or whatever the situation is. I think that on these two paths, they're all going to end here. They're all going to get to the finish line eventually. But it's just like, what is the steps, or what's the path? Do you want it easy or hard? You want, almost like you're at the grocery store. I think I'm gonna take the path B, because I feel like I need some challenges in my life. I don't want to take. I don't want to take A, because A too easy. I'm not gonna learn that way. I need to bump like hell. I need to hit some walls. I need to come out of these classes with some knots on my forehead, so I can remember the lesson. That's what I think it is. But regardless of where you are on your path, peace is the easiest. Is the easiest. It's really the easiest. Some of us found peace in the beginning. Some of us found, in this book, some of us found peace in the middle. Some of us found peace at the end. And then some people, you never know who maybe they were asked to write in this book, but they didn't. So now this is their lesson, because, God is going to do things. Like, God will ask you to do something. He ain't gonna make you. He'll ask you. He'll put it in your heart, your spirit. Go help that person. Go do that thing. Go to the school. Go buy this. Go move here. He'll put those suggestions or whatever. I really don't feel like God forces us to do anything. However, He will allow things to happen in your life that you will end up doing what He told you to do, even if you didn't want to do it the easy way. If you didn't want to take path A because path A was too easy, but this thing is something He wants you to do, He'll let you take path B and He won't stop you, because you feel like you're doing what you want to do. But eventually that path B, that road is so freaking rough and full with all kind of conflicts and issues and mountains and molehills. By the time you get to that conjunction again, where you get to decide which way you're going to go, you're going to end up going where God told you to go from the gate. That's how that works. But this is, everybody who's read this book has said it's been a blessing. In fact, I've been blessed that everybody who has read my books, This Can't Be Love, the second book in the sequel, which is The Love House, and the third book in the sequel, which is Latest Light. Everybody who's read my books said they couldn't put it down. So I would definitely love to meet with you, write some words of encouragement for you, like I did for, this is actually Kenny's book. Write some words of love and encouragement, for the people who stop by. And this is the perfect time to meet me and ask me questions. If you want to ask me something, is there something you always wanted to know about music? Is there something you always wanted to know about publishing? What? This is the one time, I ain't gonna say the one time, but this is an opportunity when I come to Atlanta to ask me whatever, because I've been in so many different facets of the indie movement. And people say, well, you've been doing this a long time. Yeah, I have. And I love it. I do it because I love it. I really do. Because there's been some times I'm like, what the hell with this? But I love it. And so it pulls me back. I love seeing other people prosper and it benefit. I just love it. Like how I just did this music review with this young lady. She hasn't come on the show yet. But I feel like sometimes God gives assignments to people that they don't even understand the what they're holding, And so it's people like me who will see that and say, you know what? I'm gonna give that an extra push, or I'm gonna share that with someone, or I want somebody to hear this because that's deep. That's how I felt about her music, Hopefully I'll get to interview her, but even if I don't, go check her out. Check out her music, follow her. I can't believe the video only has 3,000 views. Like, I don't understand that. Like, how can it only have 3,000 views and that music video is a freaking bomb and the song is dope as hell? Like, I don't get it, but I don't know how this whole YouTube algorithm stuff works. Anyway, I hope that y'all having a wonderful day. Just don't forget that it's faith, journey, testimonies. It's kind of like in that order. First, most of the time, everything starts with a step of faith and an action. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do that, the journey or the path, journey, whatever it is, that's the next step. So faith, usually, like for instance, when I first moved to Atlanta, it was about faith. I took a step of faith and went to Atlanta. And that time of period that I was there over those 20 years, that was my journey. And it was, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't choose the easy path. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did not choose the easy path. I should have chose path B. I probably still would have ended up doing all this stuff, but it wouldn't have been so freaking stressful. But just remember that faith, journey, and then when you have come through the classes, the tests, or whatever, then the next thing is a testimony, and that information, that thing, that business that you started a long time ago, you got that business plan sitting around waiting on you to finish it, right? Because the world is going to need that, and you may not even understand that right now because it's just an invention in your mind, or it's just a book in your mind, or it's just a film thing in your mind, and you just love to see it, but you don't even understand how heavy that assignment is, or that gift, or that invention, or that thing that you're holding on to that you haven't completed. Once you complete it, and release it out to the universe, that's your testimony. Because then you could talk about the journey it took you to actually do it, or to complete it, or to release it. Some people's biggest challenge is completing stuff. They can start stuff all day long, but they can't finish a darn thing. You know what I'm saying? And then some people, their problem is self-esteem. They people have been telling them for so long that they can't do stuff, and they start believing that they can't do it. Well, I'm going to tell you, you can. Do not listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I had so many people tell me what I can't do. You're not gonna be able to do this. Ain't nobody gonna listen to this. You too old for this. You too man. I don't listen to what other people tell me as far as what I can do. You know, I pray over it. I know that if it's for me, it's gonna happen. It may not happen when I think it's gonna happen, but eventually it's gonna happen. It's about patience and perseverance and faith and not giving up even when challenges come. So somebody telling you that you can't do something, be like, who told you I couldn't do it? What you mean I can't? So what? You've seen me fall before. So what? You've seen my other trials and tribulations. So what? That just built my character. That's made me stronger. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to do it. You have to speak to those people like that, because a lot of times they're speaking out their own fear. They're speaking out because they got dreams, gifts, talents, and stuff that they never pursued, or they haven't tapped into. And so they can't understand your passion because they ain't been able to figure out theirs. That's not your responsibility to make them feel better because they can't see your vision or your dream. That's your issue if you can't see it. Maybe you one of the ones that need to be up in the balcony, way back in the back somewhere, because you couldn't see where I was headed, where I was going. Don't let people tell you what you can't do. People have told me many years. I ain't see. That's probably why I went down that B path, because I was always hard headed. I never want to hear people tell me what I couldn't do. Like, you're not gonna tell me, if God said with Him all things is possible, who are you to tell me I can't do it? So, and then once you're finished, and you have your testimony, you can sit back. Once you've completed that thing, that business idea. Like, I got business plan I need to be working on too. So I'm not just speaking to you. I'm speaking to myself as well. But still, until you decide that you've quit, it ain't never too late. When you're in the grave, when they throwing, however you're released from this, however you transition, whether they have a funeral or cremation or whatever, it ain't over till you get to that step. As long as you're able to move your arms and legs, and you're able to think and use your mind and your eyes and all, as long as you're waking up and you still have that ability, it ain't too late. I don't give a damn how old you are. I'm 52 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm 52. I'm not gonna let nobody tell me what I can't do. And I'm not ashamed of my age, because with age comes wisdom. Anyway, peace and love to y'all. I hope to see y'all. We're gonna have Stan Edward Moore and David Tolliver on the Move Unscripted on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to tune in live, you're gonna go to Blog Talk Radio. I'm gonna put it over here in the description. Blog Talk Radio.com/Patricia Goins. This is where you can see on the Move Unscripted live. On the Move Unscripted. I'm gonna put every Wednesday, because we come on every Wednesday. I need to spell Wednesday right. How about Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? So you can call in, and I like that. Yeah. So you can call in, and you can actually be a part of our show. I'll be on the real 1100 a.m. In Atlanta on, what is that, May 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on okay, I gotta look up and see what the name of his show is. So the cool thing about my interview on May the 6th is that I'll be on the show for my intern. So when I was on the radio, I had an intern on 1100 a.m. And now he did his own thing. He became his own. He got his own show. Like that made me feel like a proud mama. So he's gonna interview me, and I asked him if he would mind because Thursdays is usually when I have the ladies roundtable discussion. So I asked him if he mind if the ladies came on and he just kind of like interviewed all of us, and we just had a great fun time. So I'll still be doing Blog Talk Radio. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring my laptop or whatever and still do it. We might do it on Spreaker because Spreaker is a little easier. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I may not be able to do it live. I might. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. So anyway, but the show is called Kicking It Old School. I'm about to put Kicking It Old School. He was my intern. And Kicking It Old School. Right. Kicking It Old School. Kicking It. Oh yeah. So it's at 8 p.m. So that's where I'm going to be on May 6th. And then I'm going to be at the Nubian Bookstore in Morrow, Georgia on May 8th. Oh my gosh. And we're about to have these bomb diggity book baskets. So if you have a mother and you want to give her the bomb diggity book, an autograph book, and I'm talking about these baskets is freaking the bomb. I actually, they're going to be filled with Mary Kay products. I'm going to give you a little sample. Let me see if I can pull it up. Or maybe I should wait because I know they're supposed to be. So the hand baskets are custom made by a representative in Mary Kay, my Mary Kay up lead, and then I'm putting the books in there. So I just want you to see this. This is so freaking cute, y'all. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll have these with me. They're book baskets. So in the front it's gonna be the book. It'll probably be maybe testimonies, or I have another. Let me show you my other one. Hold on a second. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be trying to move around too much since I do have this lavalier on, and I don't want to be. Hold on. Hold on. So let me see. I had to okay. So it's probably either going to be Are You Ready to Open Your Gifts with God? Or maybe it'll be in testimonies, or some other book that will be in the gift basket. So we're going to have some of those with us. Yeah. I can't wait till it comes so I can find it. It's so pretty. And it's satin hands. So your mother's going to feel beautiful, or your wife, or whoever that significant person that's in your life is a mother, right? Auntie, whoever. She's going to feel so special because she's going to get satin hands, and she's going to have a great read, a nice book that's autographed to her. So we'll autograph it to whoever it is that comes. Did you see? Somebody gave me the thumbs up. Are you doing off my gift basket? It's gonna be so cute. I wish you could see it. I don't know if you can see it real good, but these are baskets, and each one has these beautiful flowers, and then they have Mary Kay products in there, and then it's gonna have a book. Yeah. So when you come for those of you who are in Atlanta or Metro Atlanta, because like I said, you know how we treat Atlanta. If you Metro, you still Atlanta, baby. But we'll have one of the books in there, and we're going to have some of the authors. So there's going to be a few of the authors that you see in these teardrops that's actually going to be at the book signing with me. So they'll be autographing books as well. I'm so excited. God promised me it wasn't easy for me to return home. After being gone for 20 years and living in Chicago and Atlanta, whatever, it wasn't easy for me to come back to Ohio. In fact, I was just like, no! I want to go back there. But it was something, it was what I was supposed to do. God said, my sheep know my voice. I knew that he was telling me to come home. And he literally let me know that the same faith that I used to leave Columbus 21 years ago was going to be the same faith I was going to have to use to come back. And that's exactly what happened. But he also promised me that nothing that I had done over these last 20 years was a waste. It was, and everything is about his timing and what he wants to be accomplished with it. With the movie, there's so many options that I could have had versus just releasing it for free on YouTube. I really didn't know all those different options, but I did know some. But I really just prayed, and I was just like, "What do you want me to do with the movie, God? What's your will?" You know, and I'm such a person who believes that what God has for you is for you. And when you release what you hold in your hand and you give it to God, then God will do much more than you would have ever done with it. So I was inspired to release it on YouTube. And people always tell me, "Oh, you can have it on Netflix, or you can have it here, or there. You can charge this, that, and the other." But that's not what I feel in my spirit right now. Like what happens later, I don't know. But right now for this season, I just feel like whoever can see it. And if one life has changed, which I've already had people giving testimonies on how their life has changed by just watching it, their faith has increased, or they left an abusive relationship or something. The movie impacted them. So that means that the whole purpose of me when I wrote this book, the whole purpose is being fulfilled. It's being fulfilled because of the movie, and the book. It's being fulfilled. So it's where it's supposed to be. That's how I feel. The movie is where it's supposed to be. But when I think back over the last 20 years of my life and all the things that God has done for me, I'm so humble. I'm so humble. And I thank God, and I understand that none of this is possible without Him, and that this is His will every step. And so I'm learning patience at this part of my journey. I'm learning patience. I'm learning to trust God's timing. I used to be real anxious, like, "Oh, it needs to happen now. It needs to happen now. Why it's not happening? Oh my God, all this time it has to happen." But then I had to realize, see, we are humans, and so we can only think with our human mind. So we look at the clock and we say, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we look at the calendar and we say May, June, July, August. But God don't measure time like that. So God sends you what you need at the time you need it. You might have been looking at the clock trying to figure out how come it didn't happen 5, 10, 15 years ago, but you probably wasn't ready then. You wasn't ready spiritually. You wasn't ready emotionally. There were certain people that you needed to meet that you hadn't met yet. There's certain things you need to learn that you hadn't learned yet. There's certain situations that need to humble you so He could use you. It's a whole bunch of reasons why you still waiting. I had to learn patience, And when I started learning patience, I found peace. And now that I have peace, it's like I guard my peace, y'all. I guard my peace. And anything that seems like it's about to come and try to disrupt my peace, I have to go the other way, because I'm like, I done went through too much. I done came through, a horrific childhood. I done came through some abusive relationships. I done came through some failures, some tears, some crying, some hardships. I done came through the homelessness, the this, the that. I done went through a whole lot. So right now, all I want is peace. And anything that is not producing that in my life, because I don't know, the castle, like the lady had at the beginning of her music video. I don't know where my saying thing is. I don't know how much time I got left. I ain't trying to have the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, however many years I got left on her. I'm not trying to have her stress. No, I guard my peace. I had to find my place of peace. And I just had to learn to stand there and just let life be what it is without worrying about anything. And so that's where I'm at right now. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I just wanted to just let you know how much I appreciate my new listeners, followers, and I'll be back. I don't want to keep y'all on here forever. But go check out Shailaun. This is Shailaun. Because it's peace. We all want peace. Yeah. I love that song. That's nice. And I'm working on some new music too. Yeah. So when I heard me and Mr. Stout, when I heard this song, just like all the other music, it just started ministering to my spirit, and that's how I found how I make my music. Like that, for every song that I've ever created, Superwoman, Open Doors, It's Just Not Fair, Long Journey Home, all the music that I write, it's like a download. It's like I hear the beat and the download just comes and I just know what to say. And so this music that Mr. Stout, my partner, created, as soon as I heard it, just like all the others, I heard the words and I knew those were the words to the song. And when I listen to it now as I'm working on it, it just touches my spirit. And I love it. Just like in my life, I'm unscripted. So I sing about different stuff, whatever, about life type situations. And I don't put myself in a box. So if I feel like I want to do a Christian song is what I do. If I feel like I want to do a stepper song is what I do. If I feel like I want a song that's going to make you dance on and roller skate, that's what I do. If I feel like I want to sing you a inspirational with a message in it, that's what I do. I don't put myself in a box. So this next song is one of those songs that's going to have you listening. I feel it's going to touch your spirit. I believe it's touching mine. I listen to it as I'm recording. I'm listening to it. And I don't get stuck on perfection anymore because I feel like perfection is an illusion. I feel like everybody has their own feelings of what perfection is. So I don't try to live to anybody else's expectations. I just live my life unscripted. I love that. Anyway, peace and love to you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Until next time.